In this video, I want to share a strategy that is almost like printing free money. Now, ethically, printing free money as a business owner, and that is the whole idea of upsells. How do you actually include upsells in your business? Now, if you stick around, I'm also going to share 51 examples that you can look at and really apply them to your business. But before we do that, let me tell you a little story. Because it all starts with a little mindset shift. At least that's my experience. Now, the cousin of my wife just married a dentist. And at the last birthday party, so in the summer, we spent the summer in Germany with a family, and we were at the birthday party, and I talked with the dentist who basically asked me what I do. And so I kind of told him one of the businesses that I do is I help business owners build self-managing businesses. Okay, that's kind of the idea, to work on the business, not in the business, not being in the daily operations. Now, he asked me, you know, kind of if you would come into my practice, and what was the first thing that you would be doing? And I kind of said, you know, normally the first thing I do is I help increase revenue. Why? Because increased revenue gives you basically freedom to maneuver and truly build a self-managing business, because you all of a sudden have money to have good people doing the operations. You have time to actually work the playbooks, the systems, the delegation, and so basically more money gives you more flexibility. So he asked me, how do I do that? And I said, you know, one of the easiest ways is through this idea of upselling. So I said, offer the patients who are already coming into into your practice something more. When they come in, offer them something more. And then I got the classic stare and the classic reply that says, but I'm a doctor. I don't sell. I don't sell. So I asked him, you know, because I was expecting this answer. Does every patient you serve choose the best treatment option for themselves? Do they choose the best option for them by themselves? And he said, of course not. And then I kind of asked him this important question. Then aren't you ethically responsible to guide them towards the best solution, because it will benefit them in the long run? I mean, isn't it true that if you take care of your teeth, you know, do cleaning and all that extra jazz, you know, that you by now, we know, can actually extend your life a few years. And so are you not responsible, ethically responsible, to actually sell them on a better, you know, more treatment so that they can live longer? And he thought for a few seconds and said, you know, I never thought about it like this, but this is a good point. And this is the mindset shift. That's why I kind of said, stop leaving money on the table, you know, as a business owner, and start serving. Okay, it's not about just being salesy. It's about serving people at the next level, your patients or your clients. The truth is, seldom does a customer or patient buy exactly what they really need, because they are not the expert. You are, and you can actually guide them along the way. A better, faster, or more premium version would often serve them better. And that means there's actually an ethical mandate to offer them more if you truly want to serve them and if it benefits them. So upselling shouldn't be an afterthought. Or a guilty add-on, okay? It should be strategic, predictable part of your business growth, so that you kind of know what upsells are you introducing at what stage in order to serve your customers the best way. So rather than worrying about being salesy or annoying customers, that mindset has to change. It must change, you know? Consider this. Your existing customers already know, like, and trust your business. Okay, these are normally the three things that cost a lot of money in marketing to actually accomplish. That they know you, that they like you, that they trust you. Okay, your customers already do that. That's why it's the easiest sales, and that's a sale. And that's why I'm saying it's almost like printing free money. Because here's the thing, that if you have a product, okay, this is your product, it's a nice product, and you offer another product in the moment where they buy this product. So they made the decision, I'm going to buy this product, and you just offer them this product. the average is that 30%, okay, 20 to 30% will actually say, you know what, I'm going to take the other product as well. And then they actually choose both. So 30% without magic actually already will decide that they will offer, if you do it in the right way, basically will take the upsell as well. And this is like printing free money. But not offering them more, you're not sparing them, you're actually depriving them from additional value you could provide. So upselling, when it's done right, helps customers as much as it helps you. So it helps the customer and it helps you. Both are needed for long-term business success. So it's time to reframe upselling as an act of service. Think of it as solving more of your customers' problems and enhancing their results. So in short, if you truly believe in your business's value, you owe it to your customer and clients to offer them the best and fullest service. You owe it to them. That's why upselling is about actively helping, not passively waiting. You are actually actively engaging in this. It's not about a greedy ask, it's a natural extension of your excellent service to your customer or your client. So the bottom line is, upselling is the easiest sale you'll ever make because you've already done the hard work of building the trust. They already said yes to you, and now it's just a matter of actually saying, okay, what, you choose this, there's actually maybe something better, or there's something in addition, or something that will complement what you're buying. So embrace this as a key growth leverage. Your customers will thank you later. Now, for those who need the numbers, before I want to kind of give you a quick overview, and you can then download the whole PDF for free. I want to give you 51 examples because I often hear that business owners tell me this does not work in my industry, and so I've kind of put together a comprehensive list of 51 examples that you can actually choose. Not 51 will actually work in your industry, but maybe 5 or 6 will, and you can choose 2 or 3 to actually implement right away. But first, for those who need the numbers, 60 to 70% of people, that's basically the success rate of selling to an existing customer. So if you are selling to a new prospect, it's 5 to 20% of success rate. So the success is much higher. Why? Because you build the trust. They already kind of know you. They've experienced your service and your product. Now, number 2, 10 to 30% on average in revenue boost. Okay, you get immediate 10 to 30% revenue boost if you just offer an upsell. That's kind of the average. That's why it's really so significant. Now, that is revenue. What's even more important in this scenario when it comes to upsell is actually a 5 to 25 times more profit. Okay, we sometimes get so in love with revenue, but in the end, all that really matters is the idea of profit. How much is actually going to stay in the business as a profit, so that I as an owner can also live from something, or we can invest it into growth or into other aspects of innovation in our business. So 5 to 25 times more profit. Why is that? Very easy. If you basically sell something, let's say for 1,000 euros, how much money do you actually spend in advertisement, in marketing? Let's say 300 euros you spend in actually selling something for 1,000 euros. Now, if you actually and then there are 700 left, and then you basically look at your costs and your margins, all of a sudden most of the margin is eaten up by the advertisement cost. Now, or your profit margin is eaten up by the advertisement cost. Now, if you add something, let's say for $1,000, basically, you have everything that you can work with, and you don't have the advertisement or the marketing costs associated. That's why there is a 25, up to 25% times increase. With some businesses, I even consult that if you, let's say, have a product, and just for example, it costs 100 euros, and you need to spend on average 100 euros to sell a 100 euro product, Everybody would say that's crazy. You know that's not business. Well, unless you have really great upsell strategies, because imagine that all of a sudden you know that you have, let's say, strategically 5 different upsells at different points, and you're spending still 100 euros for a 100 euro product, so you're breaking even, which means you have an unlimited marketing budget. You can blow this baby up if this is done strategically, because all of you know you will make this money basically on the upsells that you have. So repeated customers spend 67% more than new customers because they trust you, they value you. They are 5 times cheaper than acquisition. Because of course you still have to do some marketing to existing customers as well, but they're much cheaper. The return of investment, of course, is nothing even compared to the first purchase, and half of revenue in general comes from existing clients. So these are just the numbers and the research. Now I kind of told you, and I will give you access. You can find the link somewhere below this video where you can actually get access to these 51 examples to increase revenue. And so I want that you read them through. I will not walk them through now in the video. I want that you read them through and kind of, I always kind of, you know, that this is the fries with that add-on. So what, first example, do you know, you order a hamburger at a fast food restaurant, do you want fries with that? That's an easy question. And then basically I explain how this helps. And so there's always the strategy plus how this helps. And from all kinds of different industries, so it will really benefit you as well. So you can go through all of this, 51 examples, and then I want to ask you, I've put together 3 powerful reflection questions that you actually can use to apply it to your situation, because it's not about more knowledge, it's really about applying it to your situation and immediately seeing how this strategy of adding and be more strategic about upsells will all of a sudden be like printing free money for your business, but at the same time also serving your customers in the best possible ways. So to get the most value out of it, there's a link somewhere below this video, and you can download this PDF and then read through the 51 examples and really kind of star which one is the best for your industry and for that you want to work on, and then work through the discussion and the reflection questions, and you also get kind of the whole thing I walked you through if you want to kind of review that again as well. But basically I would just put that into your calendar, work an hour on an upsell strategy. It's almost like printing free money, and the first stop is to actually get the PDF, and I'll see you then in the next video.